Welcome back to my channel. Hey, I am Shay. The season finale of the Braxton Family Values. Season 6, episode 8, Shattered Dreams. Now, I am blown away that this concludes this season after only 8 episodes. I'm thinking perhaps they should just go ahead and end the show here entirely. In my opinion, the show is really finished. But they really didn't have anything to offer the audience this season. But I did hear that they announced last night that they'll be back this summer. The whole season, the sisters all wanted to talk about Tamar and Vince. And I noticed that the girls did not even really want to talk about themselves. They didn't want to reveal any information. Tony, she talked a little bit about a wedding. And Tawanda, she's dating this secret guy. And Trina is dating some guy that looks much older than she is. And we don't know if this is really her guy or did she rent him, as allegedly Kenya did on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, I'm sure that their indifferences and their tension didn't help this season because it was a drama. This show has really pulled the family apart. Now, I remember Miss E saying if she noticed that this show was beginning to tear her family apart, she was just going to end the show. But I see sometimes money or overrides anything. Overrides our character, our morals, anything. Because she didn't. Now, did anyone notice that Tamar didn't do any of the confessionals this season? I digress. Let's get into this episode. Okay, we have the sisters meeting up to talk to Tracy about baby shower. I'm so sick of this baby shower, I don't know what to do. I always wondered why they don't ever show Olivia's family on the episodes. Now, you would think they are having a baby together. You would think they would show them, some, but hey, maybe they just don't want to be out front in the camera. But I do hope Tracy and her husband get along with Olivia's parents. That wouldn't be a good thing, bringing this baby into a world where these grandparents doesn't get along. Not saying that it wouldn't work in their relationship. I'm not saying that at all. But sometimes that probably would cause tension amongst them. I haven't had that problem with my in-laws, and my husband, he hasn't dealt with that with his in-laws. So thank God for that. But I can see that being a real problem. But, I'm sure it's not anything that they can't overcome. Now, Tracy brought up if Miss Wanda should be. Now, Miss Wanda at the shower. I really, Miss E shouldn't let this woman affect her like she does. This woman has her leftovers, okay? That's the way I would look at it. And obviously, if I had an affair with my husband's best friend, what kind of person would I be to bring this guy around my family events? That just doesn't make sense to me. But maybe in the world that we live in today, maybe it does. I know it's been 20 years, Miss E. I understand that. But we do not know what Miss E went through, and we do not 100% know, some of us, how long it takes to get over such a hurt so deep, especially if we all have not gone through it ourselves. So we can't just say, hey, Miss E, get over it. It's been 20, been 30, been 40 years. We can't say that. Everyone heals at their own pace, at their own time. But I do know Miss E needs to be praying and fasting and seeking God if she has not forgiven this lady. And if you have truly 100% in your heart has forgiven someone, then you will be able to at least be in that room with that person without it being a problem. You see what I'm saying? So I do not think she has totally forgiven Miss Wanda. Now, moving on. Now, Tracy talks to Miss E about her having her there. Miss E was like, okay, yeah, fine, great, do what you want. If I was Tracy, you know, I wouldn't even want to put my parents in that situation. And Mr. Braxton, with his dirty self, he shouldn't either. Because he is the reason that this is even an issue. Wow. Next up, the sisters meet up with Tony regarding finding a wedding planner. Now, like I said last week, it would be a huge mistake to allow Tamar, her baby sister, well, it doesn't matter that she's a baby or not, but her sister, her family member, be the wedding planner. I've always believed, not saying it's true, it's just what I practice. I do not mix family with business. I do not think this is smart for any family. Tony, you know, and Tony not wanting that, which I was happy to hear that. But there is already tension amongst these girls. All it would do is cause more arguments and foolishness. They're already not even filming scenes together. I mean, come on. Now, Tony has picked out 3 planners to show up. Tamar thinks because of Birdman, the wedding is going to be a little thuggish, which I have to agree with Tamar. Birdman and his friends are a little hood. They are a little on the hood side, so I have to agree. You know what? I can't even see Birdman. I can't see him in a tux. I'm not sure about you guys. But if this wedding happens, I will be totally blown away. Now, what I did not understand is why won't Tony get a wedding planner that plans all the entertainers' wedding? Why is it she interviewing all these random folks? Why not use someone that's well known in the industry? Tony felt that the planner wasn't getting what she wanted for her wedding. Now, that's going to be another problem. But you know what? I also felt, because I had to plan my own wedding as well. But what I also felt that Tony wasn't clear, in my opinion, of what she wanted to do. And if you're not clear in your mind what you want to do, you're not going to be able to relay it to the planner. You know what? I'm going to just move on. But one thing, I don't think the wedding, like I said, will happen. It's probably is just a storyline for Tony, since Tony doesn't have one. But if Tony is unsure what she wants and the people she's interviewing, they if they don't really know her, her taste, what what she likes. It's going to be hard. I'm telling you, because I had to do that with my wedding planner. She didn't know me. She didn't know my taste, but she was able to offer some great opinions that worked. One thing they came up with is a 1920s theme. I did not care much for that. Whatever. But it isn't my wedding. Concerning the food now, it's okay to have regular food. A little mac and cheese, some wingette, come on. That's okay. I mean, why have a menu that half of your family or some of your friends there can't even pronounce it or recognize the food on the menu? Hors d'oeuvres. Why do that? Let's have some good old regular food like regular people. Because you were once a regular person. And all of your family members are not millionaires, nor have they been exposed to a lot of the lifestyle. Now, Tony later asked Birdman to go to a food tasting. Now, I can't see Birdman at a food tasting. I'm sure a lot of you guys can't even think this wedding would not happen, but I need to let this go. But, I disagree that Birdman doesn't want to have anything to do with this wedding. This is his first wedding. I feel that he needs to show some interest in the wedding for Tony's sake. It seemed like the only thing he want to do is just get dressed, put on his clothes, walk down the aisle, and say, I do. But no, it means more than that. Any guys that's getting ready to get married, please show some interest in your girl's wedding. Even though she wants the wedding to be just pretty much how she wanted. Please show some interest. And ladies, please ask your fiance for opinions on the wedding. Ask my husband for opinions on our wedding. But hey, I did what I wanted to do anyway at the end. But hey, he was happy because I asked him for his opinion. But I did what I wanted to do. I'm just saying. He gave some good suggestions though. I'm sure, Birdman trusts her opinion, but still he should show some interest. And I wish he would have said yes. I really do. Next up, Tracy is back on her storyline regarding the baby. Tracy, come on. Find you a storyline. Get in the studio. Record. Show us you recording. Give little Kev his storyline back, please. Big Kevin or little Kevin. I don't think any of them think he is really for the real world. When she asked him, where are you going to stay after the baby? This man still thinks he can continue to cohabitate in his parents' house. I don't think so. What is going on with the millennium kids? After you get your baby, you need to get up out of your parents' house. You need to find you a full-time job, go to school, take some classes, try to get your trade. You are out of your parents' house. I really don't think Kevin is one of the ones that once this baby pops out, he's going to grow up quick. I don't think he's one of the ones. He is a spoiled rich kid that is going to live off his parents for as long as they allow him without taking any responsibility. This boy needs to have a plan. Enough of all this foolishness. Enough. Grow up, young man. And Tracy doesn't seem to be mature enough to even try to relay that over to her husband. You would think she would know, since she and Big Kev went through this years prior. This mess with the Sue and Vince is probably them exaggerating this for a show. It's been 6 years. Why now? Why do they want to sue Vince now? Now, Tracy manager comes in and says there is a lot of back and forth between, Vince's camp. And he made it a point to point out Vince's camp, which it was weird that he made that point. But I'm sure he's trying to differentiate for a reason between Tamar and Vince. And you know what I'm saying? The situation is just full of a bunch of foolery. Now, the manager said that the camps, which is Vince and Tony, they are blaming each other regarding the tour. It is still unclear why they axed Tracy from the tour. At one time they were saying because Tracy and Tamar was getting into it. And off the topic, let me digress. Why in the world would Tracy manager suggest she calls Tamar? Isn't it the Tony's tour? I mean, come on. I'm not a manager. I'm not even in the entertainment business. I understand that Tamar isn't, that's not her tour. I think it's so unprofessional of Tracy manager to suggest that she called Tamar. This is definitely some foolery. Now, doesn't the manager know? Doesn't the manager know all the ladies? Is what I was thinking. Doesn't she know Tony? Doesn't she know Tamar? I mean, and of course she knows Tracy. And if she would call Tony, I would think Tony would have the power to say whether Tracy stay or go. Ultimately, I mean, bottom line, Tracy management needs to find out what is going on. And if she can't find out what is going on, then Tracy needs to release her and find a new management team. It's what I see. And have that management team to handle it. It's just weird, situation. I think this is all manufactured for TV drama, which it isn't working because the show has been boring. Now, I honestly do not see why they even need Tracy. I'm just saying. And as Tamar and Tony talks, Tamar gets upset and tells Tracy to talk to her manager because it sounds crazy that she doesn't even want her on the tour because it doesn't affect Tamar either way, whether she does the tour or not. And most of the people coming to see Tamar, not Tracy. So I agree, if Tracy management can't give her a clean-cut answer, then he seems incompetent to me. Anyway, I digress. We are in the end. Now we see the baby shower. No Tamar, of course. I guess we shouldn't be shocked that Tamar wouldn't show up because, she just had to blow up with Tracy. And Tracy is the grandmother. And thankfully, Miss Wanda had the decency to stay at home. Good for her. It's just out of respect for the family and the wife that you slept with and stole her husband. Even though it's been 20 years ago. It still was a horrible decision you made. It seems Tracy and Big Kevin seem like they like Olivia. But we don't know how Olivia's parents feel about Kevin. And we don't know even who they are at this point. They have been no-shows. Not at the baby shower. We don't know if they were there or not. Because I'm sure everybody was there didn't get camera time. Now, how in the world is Miss E on a date at her grandson's baby shower? Come on, Miss E. Really? Who does that? Moving on from this, Miss E and the man sitting and chatting, and Mr. Braxton, with his low-down self, decide to go over to see and talks. And the man had a nerve to offer to pay for Miss E and her date's meal. Okay, this man sat back, pretty much pulled out his black card, told Mr. Braxton that will not be necessary. His black card could handle their date just fine. Go ahead, sir. Tell that, say that. And Mr. Braxton, you need to go back to your seat and quit worrying about Miss E and get on back home to Miss Wanda. This pretty much ends my video. I hope you all enjoyed it. And if you have not hit that subscribe button already, what have you been waiting on? So hit that subscribe button, share, comment, and I will see you in future videos. Thanks again for watching.